Morning and welcome to my Tireside chat. It is Tuesday, November 21st. Yeah. I got it right. I know what day it is. Headed to the office. We just got back from Vegas last night. Some guy, man. It's trash pickup week, and so everybody has stuff out on the curb. I think actually today is supposed to be the day that they do the pickup, but they're always like 3 weeks late. And I was worried about this. Well, I wasn't really worried. I was slightly concerned because we just got the thing in the mail with the schedule as to when the city was going to be coming around and picking up all the trash from the curbs, like the day before we left to go to Vegas. And I've got, 30 feet by 10 feet by 4 to 6 feet tall of branches from that tree that I cut down a month or so ago, just sitting in the alleyway behind the house that I need to drag out to the street. And I would hate to miss that and then have to figure out what to do with all those branches. But I just assumed that they're going to be late, and hopefully I'm not going to have time today to do anything about it because I've got to work late tonight because Comcast is coming out to our office again. We're still dealing with this. I don't know if I've talked about this here before, but we have 2 offices in Clovis, and we had the opportunity to upgrade our connections. So we have an EPL, or an Ethernet private line, between the 2 offices. The one office, which is like the satellite office, which is north of Herndon, so like off Herndon and, is that Villa? Where the Peachwood Medical Center is. It's like back there. And that's like a satellite office, and we've got, like 30 or so employees there. And then our main office in Old Town Clovis. And so we have this EPL that links the 2 offices, and the satellite office, they get their internet and everything through there, and that was a 1 gigabit connection, and we upgraded it to 2 at the same time that we upgraded our primary connection at the internet, the main office, from, it was also 1 gig to 2 gigs. But when we did that, we noticed that I started getting complaints the following week. So that upgrade happened on a Friday night, and then the very following week I started getting complaints about people trying to save their work in AutoCAD, and like previously where they would click save and it would be near instantaneous, or maybe it would take like 3 seconds to save something. Now it was taking like 20 seconds, and the program was just hanging there. Turn the defrosters on. It's getting cold. And there were some other symptoms that went along with that. So that was like a month ago, and maybe 5 weeks ago. And we've been, the problem is, because it wasn't like completely down, dealing with an ISP like Comcast, the burden of proof is on you. We have to like prove to them that it's a problem, and that it wasn't a problem before the upgrade, and so it's like going back and forth and just fighting with them to convince them that there is a problem, and then it's like trying to convince them to do something about it. In the meanwhile, what's that smell? Just a heater? It was like burning. Anyways, so we've been going back and forth with them for all this time, and last week I stayed late so that they could swap the equipment out at the Spruce satellite office, and hoping that maybe that's all it was the old equipment that it was on, because they just moved from a copper port to a fiber port, and that didn't resolve it. So now we're like, well, let's just move back to the copper port that we were originally on, and maybe that'll fix it. But now we're still kind of not really hopeful, because we think that they changed something with the way that our lines are physically routed on the back end. I'm going. Excuse me. Too slow, Joe. So, all that being said, they're trying to get someone out, another technician out today at 5 p.m. to move us back to the old copper line. And then I'm going to test it and see if that changes things, because what really happened on the technical level is we went from beforehand, where the ping times of the latency between the satellite office and the main office was well under 1 millisecond. It was like 0.12 or 0.25 milliseconds. And then after the upgrade, we're now at 12 milliseconds, which in the grand scheme of things, normally you'd say, like, for any internet connection, just to go wherever, 12 milliseconds doesn't sound that bad at all. But it is affecting. It's not just that. It seems like something is going on where, like, the line gets saturated. Sometimes speeds aren't as much of an issue, like if I do a file transfer. Anyways, I'm going on about this for too long. And half of you are probably asleep by now. By half of you, I mean like 1 out of 2 that are actually watching this. Anyways, so we're back from Vegas. We flew out there last Thursday, and Danielle came with me. Danielle had a nice time. I, for the most part, had a nice time. I was working. Worked all day Friday, and then most of the day Saturday. I think I put in 6 hours on Saturday. I probably could have done more work. My boss came with us, of course. Little Dougie. There was some more stuff I wanted to do while we were there. If Danielle wasn't there, if it was just me, I probably would have worked 10 hours on Saturday, or 10 hours on, I would have worked till 7 p.m. on Friday, and then again on Saturday, and I would have gotten a lot more done. Sorry to say, it's not Danielle's fault. Actually, it's my boss's fault. I'm gonna blame him. Sorry. But when I go work out of town, like when I used to go to Houston, that's what I would do. And for most of the time at my last job, I was hourly too, and my boss there, I'd be texting him back and forth or whatever at 7:30 after showing up at 6 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning to the downtown Houston office, and I'd be there at 7:30 at night still. And my boss is like, "What are you still doing there? Get out of there. You worked too many hours today. Go home. Go back to the hotel." It's like, but I'm only here for a few days and I have so much to do. Whereas I was flying all the way to Houston. This is just it's really, like a 45-minute flight to Vegas. Really, it's the 2 hours ahead of time that you have to spend in the airport. But, so there's some other things I wanted to do that we didn't get done. We set up a bunch of new computers and monitor stands and desks. I wanted to set up a conference room, and then we found out at the last minute that there was these conference table stations that they wanted set up, and Geek Squad came out to mount some TVs on the wall that we didn't even know was happening. Until the last minute. Anyhow, so we did all that. But we had Danielle and I had a nice time too. We got to eat out a lot. We did some shopping. We stayed at the Green Valley Ranch Resort, which is where I've stayed before, and that's probably just going to be regularly where we stay. whenever I go out there again. This guy wants to do 90 miles an hour. You go right ahead. I don't like it when you're on my ass. Go. Yeah, the resort's pretty nice. For those of you who don't know, if you're not already Googling it, it's in Henderson, which is it's right across the street, basically. So, I mean, it's a stone's throw from our office out there, and it's a big casino, of course, and there's a movie theater and like 5 or 6 restaurants, and then there's an outdoor shopping mall that's really nice, kind of bougie. That's got a lot of cool stores. So we did some shopping. Danielle did some shopping. There's a spa. She got the first day. She got a nice massage that she said she really enjoyed. Got a pedicure. Spent a little money. Spent a little crypto money, which was fine. Yeah, our crypto this past week or two was really pumped considerably, which is very nice. Don't know where things are going. I mean, we have a pretty good idea, but nothing's for sure. Absolutely nothing is for sure. We learned that the hard way in the past. Things look very promising, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I mean, I could just cash everything out right now, but I would be kicking myself later, because I think it's almost a foregone conclusion. So Caspa, which is the crypto that I have a fair amount of, it's gone up considerably in the past couple weeks, and it looks to be really promising. And it's not even on any tier 1 exchanges yet. By tier 1, I mean like Coinbase, Binance, the ones that are recognizable and almost, I'd say, household names as far as cryptocurrency goes. But cryptocurrency isn't exactly a household thing. But those are ones that most people might have heard of before, as opposed to where Caspa has been listed, where it started off at some of the tier 3 exchanges, tier 2 exchanges like TradeOver and NextC and KuCoin, which is great, but they don't, so that it doesn't have that much visibility. But once it gets listed on Binance, which I think Binance is the I think that's the biggest worldwide exchange for crypto is Binance. It pretty much, like, every time a crypto gets listed on another exchange, you can expect it to pump in value at least a little bit, and for it to get, I mean, if it's doing as well as it is now without having been listed on any of those, then once it gets listed on Binance, well, we'll see. But it sounds promising, and then from there, it's probably just a matter of time before it gets listed on like Coinbase and some of the other places. So I don't want to. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, because you never know. Like, this happened. That was December of 21, I think, when, just before that, I think it was like the end of November of 21, everyone was saying, that was when Bitcoin was at like 65,000, and everyone was saying, oh, just a few more months probably, and Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000, blah, 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 and then whatever it was like December 5th, then it just tanked, and everything went with it, and then it was like suddenly we're in a bear market. And some of the crypto analysts that I'd been following at the time, and I quoted them on this at the time. I took a screenshot in the chat room or whatever, and they were saying, we just need to, we're going to have to take a step back and rethink all of our strategies, because we don't know what the hell happened, because there's so many different factors that come into play. you can't. I don't think you can just analyze a chart and know with any degree of certainty where prices are going to go in the crypto market, because it's not like stocks. For one thing, it's very normal for cryptocurrency to go up or down 10% in a day. Stocks don't normally do that. It takes a lot longer, and because crypto's less regulated, anything can happen. It's prone to manipulation. So, but this is just facts. So again, I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I think there's a lot of potential that I probably just need to wait until at least this summer, and we'll see how things go. But even if things go really, really well, I'm not planning on quitting my job anytime soon. Nothing like that. Actually, I can talk about it now. We're looking at hopefully I'm having lunch with my old co-worker Shaylin. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm gonna have lunch with her, and we're gonna talk about hiring her on to help us out. And that finally came up in one of our weekly meetings with our CFO. And I mean, we've known that we were going to hire someone for quite a while. I think, of course, now it'll be, I've been here almost December 14th will be 9 months. I know, obviously, they wanted to see how well I worked out after they hired me, but I think it's been established that I'm not going anywhere, and they seem to be really happy with me, of course. So now the next step will be getting someone in as kind of like my assistant, and then my boss at some point seems like he may be stepping out to, because he's getting close to retirement, and so I'm going to have a lunch with her tomorrow, just to go over everything and like what to expect, and see really also if it's really even what she wants to do, because she seems like she's been like studying Cisco certifications and things like that, and maybe she just wants to focus on being a network engineer, straightforward, which is not exactly what this job entails. I do some network engineering, I do some tier 3 help desk support, I do management and ordering, and organizing, managing the help desk people, and it's like 5 different jobs. I mean, so you kind of, your area of expertise is kind of spread out, and then like planning, analyzing new technologies, and determining what's best for the business, and then interfacing with all the management. So we'll see. If she doesn't work out, then we'll just start looking around for someone else. We could probably come up with other ideas, or we might actually have to post a listing. I'll turn the heater off now. But anyway, so that's what's going on. It's good to be home, man. We slept. We sleep last night. Yeah, that resort. That was the only things I don't like about that place was the fact that there was no, at least in the winter, I guess, yeah, they didn't have any swimming pools open. Well, there was one during the day. There's like an adult area pool that's it's like open from 10 to 4, and that's it. And they've got this main big swimming pool that has like this beach in it, and it's really cool. And it's there, and it's cleaned, and it's maintained, but they're like, oh no, it's closed because it's too cold outside. What hotel, like I could go to Motel 6 and they have a swimming pool that's heated half the time. But so no pool, no hot tub. There is a hot tub in the spa area, but the spa is like almost the second organization sounds like, that's just on the property. And if you want to use that, you can, but you got to get a day pass, and it's $50 a day to use the hot tubs. I mean, like, they had a nice hot tub and like a whirlpool there, but I'm getting all these pop-ups on my phone, and it's really distracting. So there was that, and then the beds were not very comfortable. It was really stiff. I mean, it was like a spring mattress, and we're used to our sleep numbers, so we're spoiled. So we didn't sleep all that well the whole time I was there. And I had, oh geez, blah blah blah. Okay, now I'm getting a bunch of messages. I guess I better get into work. Never mind. I was gonna keep talking. I should probably stop talking and get to work. There's a lot more to talk about. I could go on for hours just talking to myself. All right, I'm going to work. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.